Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Teaching Tidbits with Katalysator Educational Solutions. I am Dr. Potts, and we're going to go over how to incorporate interactive word walls into your daily English language arts lessons. At the beginning of the school year, we always go over plot elements, and two of the words that students have the hardest time with is antagonist and protagonist. I do use either cardstock or construction paper that's about this big to introduce the concepts, because when they're on the wall, we want them big enough for students to see while they're sitting in their seats. Otherwise, it's not an interactive word wall that's useful to them. So I would introduce these two words showing either pictures or clips from shows or movies that they have seen or know of, like Tom and Jerry, Shrek, Martin and Pam from the Martin Show. Just something similar so that they could say, okay, this is the person we're supposed to like in the story. This is the person we're not supposed to like. So that's during the mini lesson. And then when we're doing the guided reading is when I go into depth. Is the antagonist the person that is moving the plot along by adding negatively? Are they adding it to the rising action? Are they adding to the conflict? Are they adding to the falling action? Are they adding to the resolution and the denouement? What role does the antagonist play, and what role does the protagonist play? So when the students get into small group, where we're reading a text or we're referencing a text and finding text evidence to show that they understand the concept and apply it to that text. When they are working in their independent small group, they have to show one frame, and it's another sheet of paper. It's blank. It's a white sheet where the students have antagonists or protagonists on it, and they are drawing one symbol to show us what the antagonist is and what is the protagonist. And during the closure, that's when the groups give us 1 minute of what their pictures represent. So for example, I had one group that said that the protagonist, all boys, was the quarterback and the antagonist was the offensive line. Excellent example, but went whoosh over the heads of all the girls. One of my all-girl groups said, oh, the protagonist is a girl that's trying to get Insta-famous, and the antagonist is bad lighting, who's trying to stop her from being great. The boys boo-booed that one down and said, we're not doing that. The one that did win was the group that said, the protagonist is the silhouette of a character in our story, and the antagonist is a person trying to stab them in the back. That was something that everybody understood and something that we went with. So when they're putting their pictures on the interactive word wall, if it's small enough, we can attach it to my sheet itself, or they just add to it, like attach a picture here, here, here with an example. And if that group is artistic enough, they do it themselves, or they can tag in a friend and that group does the drawing for us. Whoever is in charge of the idea, on the index card, we say, so this group is the author, this group is the illustrator, because we always want to give credit where credit is due, and that gives students an opportunity all the time to see that we cite our evidence regardless of what we are doing. As an extension for those students during their homework, or an extension of when I'm done now, what am I supposed to do, can create a scene with the antagonist and protagonist. They can pull it all together and show us how that knife represents the antagonist stabbing the protagonist, and what scene from what they are reading or what we are reading as a class is showing us that is the knife that is trying to stop or destroy the protagonist from being great. Hopefully that helped you with how to do an interactive word wall, and we will see you later on another Teaching Tidbit by Katalysator Educational Solutions, otherwise known as KES. Go out there and be great.